down, folks. Mark Davis is my name, Irish Bully TV. Going to be interviewing Joe Lynch from Kings County Bullies in relation to Nala and Rocky's pregnancy and the delivery of their pups. How you doing, Joe? Like I said there, right, first of all, let me thank you, right, for... I don't know whether we should be shaking hands now. We're just out this other side of free travel from the coronavirus. Yeah. So I suppose I want to thank you for being the first person doing an interview with Irish Bully TV. So I suppose the main interview is about Nala and her pregnancy and the progression of that from day one to today, I suppose, where you have pups that are what? It's okay. So Nala and Rocky, the pregnancy and how they came about.
Well, that came about when I decided to get into the pockets. I made sure I was buying a breeding pair that had matched. Now at the end of the day, when they were coming to the time, they mightn't have matched, but they matched up fairly well. The bloodline's second to none. They've a lot of ancestors the same. They're 2 by Magoo, 2 by Dax, 2 by Barbie, 2 by Muscletone's Barbie, and 2 by Gottiline's Barbie. Pedigree stacked. They matched up very, very well. Nala, big bone, big neck, big chest. Rocky's a little bit smaller, but he's perfect in the bully world. He's spot on. They matched up extremely well. If I can get the girth and the bone from Nala back into Rocky, I'd be very, very happy, to be honest. That was the main focus on it.
Okay. And that was your goal from day one?
Day one, yeah, definitely.
Oh.
Definitely, yeah, day one. Nala's mother, Dracula, just a phenomenal dog, phenomenal. For a female, she is second to none. She's as wide as they come, not very tall, just the right height, and stacked. Better than most males out there.
Yeah. But one, right, was it a natural pregnancy by the 2 dogs locking, or was it an AI?
No, AI.
Okay.
AI. We did 3 AIs.
3 of them?
3 of them. Did them in-house herself, did them the 9th, the 11th, and on the 13th day.
Can I ask why 3?
Mainly to be in early. Like, they'll carry the semen for up to 2 days. So you get in early, you have a better chance. I always try my best to do 3, whether it's doing them for myself or doing them for a mate or doing them for whoever. I like to get in 3, just to be sure you caught it.
Okay.
And we work off the progesterone too. Like if they're telling me it's dropping in 3 days time, I'll get one in that day, and then I get one in on the 3rd day, and then I get one in 2 days after that again. Like they can carry, they can be early, they can be late. So to be pretty much nearly sure, get in early.
Yeah. Okay.
It's my view on it.
No, and that's what
works so
that's
far.
What works for yeah.
Works
that's
so
what,
far.
Yeah. Look, the reality is, it worked.
Yeah.
She had
definitely, yeah.
Many pups did she have?
She had 8.
8 pups.
Unfortunately, we lost one yesterday, but sure, you have that.
Yeah. Sorry, I was hoping that.
Yeah.
You know, because he was so small and cute, that I would have been able to follow him on his progression for a year to see how he done. You know, but look, that's the way it goes, isn't it?
Happens.
Their bloodline is Muscletone. So, had you to put her on any special diet for pregnancy?
They're fed raw all year round with a slight little bit of kibble. Halfway through the pregnancy, slacked off a little bit in the raw and gave her more towards chicken, turkey, rice. Just kind of get the raw out a little bit.
Okay.
No special reason. Some people say it's not good when they're having pups. Personally, I don't think it really matters, but just to keep her body right, her fat content, I like to keep a little bit of fat on them when they're having pups.
I suppose that brings me into the next question there in relation to medical care and exercise, like, you know, so how long after you done the 3 AIs did you bring her for a scan?
We did the first scan 4 weeks after the middle AI. That's exactly what we did. 4 weeks from that date, that's when we did the first scan.
Okay.
We got confirmation.
And then in relation to the medical and health care for the dog, how often then did she go to the vet? Or
She had 3 scans before she had the pups. Checkups, 3, maybe 4. Within the last week, I think it was down to the vet every 2, maybe 3 days.
Yeah.
Just to be sure that she was very, very big, very heavy.
she was,
So
I see.
didn't want her to get into any complications. At the end of the day, like, the pups weren't here yet. They come, they don't. But she's main priority at that stage.
And would that be standard for, is that over excessive, or is that how it should be done? I suppose I'm thinking in terms of people who are possibly going to watch this, so for them to understand what it is, the commitment that if they're going to breed a dog, they need to put into the dog.
Probably was a little over excessive. Some people would say that. Me, safety's key, precaution's key.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I didn't want that to happen. I've bred before, I've whelped before. Just I like to try and take the risk out of it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and it's a big investment for you.
Oh, definitely.
You know,
yeah.
so I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's not about the money, but it's your business as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, and you've invested heavily up front, and I'm sure, like, you want to get as best return out of
without
that,
without
and
doubt,
that's
yeah.
trying to stay away from the money and all that sort of stuff.
People will tell you they're not in it for the money. I'm in it for the dogs and I'm in it for the money.
Yeah.
If they're going to turn around and tell you they're breeding and they don't want to make money, that's a barefaced lie.
Why are they selling their pups?
Exactly, give them away.
Yeah. Yeah. No, look, I totally agree. I get what people say when they say they're not in it for the money, they're in it for the dog. You know, I totally get that.
Oh, I'm in it to better the breed.
Yeah.
I have a vision, I want to get to that vision, but sure, you're not going to put everything you have into it, all your time into it, if you're not going to get a return.
Yeah, I agree. So, in terms of, I suppose, did you notice that there was any or none change in Nala's temperament while she was pregnant?
To be honest, no change. She's the most docile, loving female you could have anywhere. No matter who comes into the yard, strangers, other dogs, she's still the most compassionate dog you could have. There's no change in her, even with the pups. Family members coming in, friends coming in, kids coming in, no change. Anybody could walk in and look at the pups, no change whatsoever in her. I have to say that now, she's an excellent mother.
Well, that's good. What was the birth like? For Nala, did you go with the?
We went with a C-section, and the reason being is because she was so heavy, and we were pretty sure there was anywhere from 7 to 10 pups in it.
Yeah.
Because she was so heavy, so big. Then again, saying back to one of the previous questions, I didn't want any complications.
Yeah.
C-section was safest. That's the route we went. Best option.
Okay, and then I suppose, have you any tips for anybody, or you know, what were the challenges, if there was any, for you during that time?
Challenges. Keep calm.
Yeah.
Don't get worried. Don't let your head get the better of you. I always find if you're stuck in something, ask a question. It doesn't hurt to ask somebody for advice. There's plenty of people in the bully game here in Ireland that are willing to help all day long. Then again, vet. Make sure you have a quality vet.
And that's what I was thinking there. It comes back to, you know, if you're bringing her for her checkups, you know, this stuff should follow on A, B, C, D, sort of, you know, and, you know, yeah, it can be stressful. Well, I don't know, you're the one that...
Stressful at times, definitely stressful.
Yeah.
But sure, as to say, and we're having it ain't easy.
Of course. So then, I suppose, we'll get a look at the pups in a minute. So, what did the pup, because Nala was huge.
Oh, massive.
You know, so I suppose, what weights were the pups? She had 8.
They were averaging when they come out, I think it was 200, in between 200 and 250 grams for the first day. Put on anywhere from 10 to 15 grams every 24 30 hours. Very, very healthy, feeding all the time. No problems with milk, mastitis, no problems at all. Have to, very, very handy this time.
Oh, that's good. You know, I mean, was there any? There was no then, I suppose. In my head, I'm just thinking of. Might be nothing what I think, but I'm just thinking of Nala feeding after having a C-section.
Yeah, well,
Like,
see, you have to be cute with it when you have a C-section. It can take anywhere from 12 to 35, 40 hours for a female to come right after a C-section.
Okay.
She was, we'll say the C-section happened, I think it was 12 o'clock on Tuesday. It was late Wednesday evening, or night, it was 9, 10 o'clock Wednesday before she was 100% back to herself. A little bit skeptic. You just have to wean her back in there. Another 2 hours after that, she was just back to herself. Tucked to the pups like a champ.
That was her first litter as well,
First
wasn't it?
litter, yeah.
I suppose. So then, that brings me on to then registration. So, like, obviously, you're getting the pups registered.
Yeah, we'll go ABKC, and
Okay.
with our own pups, we'll go IBKC as well. Anyone that takes a pup, they'll be ABKC registered. I will urge them to go IBKC as well. Generally a new registry here in Ireland they have, but definitely one of the top ones. They're making big moves, big shows.
Yeah.
Excellent judges, some of the best judges in the world are coming over. Have to shout them out. Very good registration.
Yeah. And will that be, how many registers do they have to have, or should they have, or?
It's entirely up to the owner themselves. When I started out, I was doing UKC, ABKC, then IBKC came, I was doing all three. I've kind of shied away from UKC. Number one, there's no shows in this country. Number two, they're just not many. Pick up a registry.
Okay.
ABKC, definitely the best registry on the go at the moment. Definitely.
Okay, that's good. Because I think, that it brings me into the next question, like, in relation to advertising or selling the pups, like, people want to see that they have an ABKC. Yes. No.
Registry ought to do, yeah, definitely. One of the main questions you get asked first, generally price maybe. Main question they ask, what papers they come with, lineage, peds. But everybody wants a registry unless they're coming looking for a pet. The registry wouldn't really come into it then, but mine will be all registered regardless if they're pets or not.
Yeah, and I think they all deserve,
They should definitely be. Number one, it's for the parents too, like, because down in their registry how many pups they've had over their lifespan, so whether someone's going to keep it as a pet or it's going to be breeding, foundation dog, male dog, stud dog, doesn't matter. Definitely should be down on the registry.
So, and that brings me into, it's probably not on the list of questions, but it brings me into the next one I've seen, because I suppose when I was starting out, I just thought, okay, you buy a dog for X amount of money, you breed her, it has 10 pups, you sell them for X amount of money, and Bob's your uncle. And since having it, it's like, actually, you can't put a fixed price on them all.
No, well, I don't anyway. Generally, prices of pups for me, the pockets was generally start 3.5 up, depending on pup, depending on pick, depending on colours, depending on traits. Each pup can be priced differently.
So, in your head of assessing the litter, have you got, there's 2-3 pups there that are show quality, there's 2 or 3 that are breeding quality, and there's 1 or 2 that were just a quality kind
To be honest, I would look at the litter like that, yeah, but to be honest, I'm very, very happy with that litter. I don't think there's any that aren't show or breeding quality. Then again, it comes back to the bloodline, the peds, the pedigree. You pick them right, you're going to get right pups. You match them up well, you're going to get excellent pups.
So, I suppose in terms of the future for Kings County Bullies, where do you hope to see yourself going? What's your vision for the future?
Definitely dogs in it anyway. We won't be going anywhere apart from dogs. Within the next year, 2 year, we expect to be growing by a lot. We've currently 5 dogs in the yard. There's definitely first pick male and first pick female staying from this litter. And Zombie and Kabira go next. We're keeping back first pick from that, and we're currently in the process of doing a deal in Spain. We can't really say too much about it, so that's really going to push us forward, that deal now. Trying to get a little bit ahead of the game. So yeah, the next year or two we hope to be pretty well established.
That's good. And so then you're going to stick to pockets and XLs, yeah?
Nah, that goes to the thing I was talking about a minute ago. Okay. Kind of broaden the horizon at that.
Okay.
That end of it. Never say never, as they say.
So, I suppose what would you see as, it's not on this, your ideal, what is your ideal dog, for want of a better, what is, big head, big bone, body mass, or
what I like to see in the bullies, when you're talking XL, I really kind of like the original of the XL. Big head, nice muzzle, massive neck, big chest, big bone. Don't really like them too high, I like them a little bit short, borderline XL, maybe an inch or two over the standard. A little bit shorter than some dogs. Have to be big, bulky, aggressive looking in a sort of way. Not aggression, but
no, I get
aggressive looking. With the pocket, I like them to be short, stacked. Then again, big head comes into it again. Nice neck, straight line. I like the big bulky dog. I like the original concept of the American Bully. Some people are going out for the bigger dog, the taller dog, the longer dog. Head doesn't really come into it with some people. I like to stick to the standard. I'm not all for making the standard bigger, but keeping the standard in the dog.
Very good. Maybe close the interview and get a few shots of your kennels and Nala and the pups.
Yeah.
And then I have to go home and do all the work.
The hard work.
I don't know. This is Look, first of all, let me say thanks. Right, you were the first
100%
person
it's a pleasure.
To do an interview for Irish Bully TV. Yeah. So thanks for that. I suppose like I have a vision as well of where I want this to go, and it's really about bettering the breed.
Too much stigma.
Yeah.
Way too much stigma.
I watch people's faces when I'm walking with dogs, and they're only pups.
Yeah.
And they cringe, and I tell them it's okay, they won't go near you, but that's not
the stigma still
reassurance enough for those people. So
they really need to see what the breed is like. Like I've had umpteen friends, acquaintances, all come in here. I had one guy come in here, and he's a fear of dogs since he was about 6 years of age. He got bit by a Jack Russell when he was 6. Terrified of dogs. I threw him in at the deep end. I brought him into the yard. They were all in their cages. I brought him in, I locked the door, locked the gate, and I opened the 2 runs for Zombie and Kabira, the 2 biggest dogs in the yard. Now, Zombie, for a guy that'd be afraid of dogs, it would spook you out a bit. Like he's a 26-inch neck. I think the last time I measured his head it was around 27, 28 inches. He's a big ass dog. 20 minutes, half an hour in the yard, that guy was 100% with dogs. A week later he had an station.
Okay.
So
not a bully.
Not a bully. But he couldn't step that far.
Alright, well look Joe, thanks. We'll get a few shots of
definitely
the kennels. So Joe, take me through.
This here, right? XL try, had by David Dublin there, up in Dublin. Very happy with her, she's only 10 months old. A lot of growing and performing to do, yeah. Be nice. She's a mad one.
Is she?
Oh, she's mad, right?
Looks like she doesn't like me.
Full of energy. That's her eyes, man. Everybody says it.
Well, what's that? Was our growl more?
No, I wouldn't mind that. If you walk towards her, she was into the kennel in 2 seconds. Here you are. Come on.
Alright, I won't.
She's very skeptic.
I won't burst her.
These are completely different. Come straight to you. Rocky, up.
So, this is the father, yeah?
The father, yeah.
Okay.
Rocky. Hey, bud. Hey, bud. Up. Rocky, here. Up. Come on, here.
Noah, which one is your favourite?
The really tiny one.
The one that's in the vets. Pick another one. Which is your next favourite?
This one.
That one.
Why do you like him, Noah? Is it a him or a girl?
That's my favourite colour is black.
Your favourite colour?
Is it a boy or a girl?
Boy.
How do you know? Check.
There's a boy.
Hold them up and check. Look. Well, which is it?
Boy.
I think you were right. So he's your next favourite.
Are we going to keep some ourselves? How many? 2. We're definitely keeping 2. 2 boys or a boy and a girl or what?
The boy's on the ground.
2 boys and a girl. Hi Joe,
Pleasure, Mark.
thanks for doing this interview for us.
See you
And,
again, bud.
yeah, great to see all the dogs,
100%.
and I wish you all the best with the pups in the future and your future breedings.
Appreciate that, Mark.
And people, you're on Facebook, Kings
Instagram.
County Bullies, Instagram.
Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, hit us up there. Any advice, messages, we're here no matter what it is, whether it's buying a pup or just help out. We're always here. Get us there, Joe Lynch on Facebook. You get us on Kings County Bullies on Facebook and Instagram.
Thanks Joe.